Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully, OBS doesn't shit the bed again. Oh, it's unstable. That's not good. Now, wow. Well, we're gonna give this a try and see how long it lasts. Anyway. By the looks of it, you must be the foreign warriors that the Queen had mentioned, right? Since the current campaign requires the utmost care, I wasn't able to make time to welcome all of you. Please forgive me. Foreign warriors. A priestess, a warrior, and a divine beast. You look identical to the blessed saviors that the Queen described. Oh darn, no healer on the scene. A campaign. Where are you campaigning against? Nobody knows as of now. Of all the scouts that went ahead, only one has managed to return. He said the land ahead is a forbidden land that should not be approached, as it's the doorway between another world and the mortal realm. As for the rest of the scouts, they've completely lost their souls and are decaying by the day. While there is still dissension within the city, the scholars agreed that this calamity was so unprecedented that it needed to be given a new designation. An unprecedented calamity? Could it be death? It seems that you've indeed heard about this. Well, death is just one of the possibilities. It's too early to come to a definitive conclusion. A world that has never seen death. It looks like these people lived in the era Chrysia, before the Calamity Titans descended upon the land. May I ask, where is the scout who managed to come back? Though he returned to Styxia, he only had enough left in him to last no more than half a day. However, it was his intel to convince us to rally together. He said they witnessed a demonic specter of an evil dragon at that treacherous land. The apparition opened its giant maw and devoured everything in sight, and thus brought Styxia that thing called death. Styxia, an evil dragon that brings death. It all sounds rather familiar. Wait, wasn't this part of that fable? Sir, could I ask how the Queen and Princess are doing? The Queen? By the looks of it, you must be the foreign warriors that the Queen had mentioned, right? Is he set the loop and repeat? It's the same lines. It looks like he's still trapped in the moments before his death. Leave it to me. So that war ended long ago. Styxia no longer exists. Stixia is no more? This cannot stand. Newcomers, hurry and go take your positions. It looks like it's difficult for this gentleman to accept reality. Sir, I am the Maiden of War sent here by the Queen herself. You accept my blessing that today's battle will be smooth sailing. Maiden of War. I've never heard of this. There's little time to waste. Please don't take too long. Don't worry, I'm typically unwilling to prolong such a moment. Is it over? Have we won? Cass, are you alright? I'm fine. I just didn't expect that I would still have to embalm others, even in the realm of the dead. Is this a remnant of his soul? Well then, why should I place my trust in you? Holy Maiden from afar. Wait, this is... I don't quite understand what you're trying to say. Since the Oracle has already pronounced your name as the Christless heir of death, Akuma is ought to treat you as an esteemed guest. However, you seem to have no intentions of concealing your involvement with the Council of Elders, while most likely being aware of my issues against them. I cannot deny your claim. It was the Council that offered this room to me, and they had only one request. They wanted the curse of death to be completely subjugated to your will. I was agreeable to their request. But why? I am unable to rid myself of this innate curse. However, from this day onward, I shall use it according to your will. I will never make any superfluous moves on my own. I see, so that's how they plan to control the flame chase journey. They have shifted the heavy responsibility of granting death over to me. If I ever become obsessed with executing people, then they will have ample reason to terminate the Christless heir's journey. And yet you seem to not mind? That is quite surprising to me. That's because the fate that we were born with is a burden far heavier than that of an individual's life. I've woven many unforeseen events into the tapestry of fate. This is but one instance. Tidy up your precious garments and come with me. Akuma welcomes you, Castoris. You seem to hear a sigh of contentment, as if it comes from the mouth of some colossal being. Then the scenes of the past abruptly dissipated. I don't think we find vestiges of memory here. Maybe they got something to do with Oronix's rune? Perhaps, but I do not need a reminder from them. This memory is one that I will never forget. Seems like the Council of Elders got you before. Indeed, while my relationship with the Council has always been quite ambiguous, Lady Akalai has never taken any precautions against me. Instead, she's shown me nothing but complete trust.
私を警戒するどころか常に信頼を寄せてくれています。
I really want to repay her for that trust. But why would this memory appear right now? Is this really Orynyx's power? Why are the black tide monsters here too? Can they swim in the River of Souls? Even Thanatos wouldn't be able to accept the black tide monsters into their realm. These traces seem to suggest that anybody who trespasses upon death will pay a heavy price. Well, we're here to trespass on them. Since the realm of the dead must remain peaceful, it's imperative that we rid the place of such discordant noise. Discordant noise! What are you, Sunday? Please stand back. Let me deal with these enemies. Yeah, it's just our party anyways. Oh, there's a goat boy. Hold on. I need to get the goat while I'm here. Hold on. Why the hell is chat? Whoop. Hey there, Nuffle. Oh, son of a bitch. Rude. Fine. I'll get you some other day, goat boy. Please excuse me, but I am but a scholar from a distant land who has had the misfortune of falling into the River of Souls and turned into a member of the dead. Huh? This one seems to know that she's already dead. Oh, I was merely speculating, but it seems I was right. And you, I recognize you. You're the Holy Maiden of Death from Idonia, right? I'm sorry, I cannot bring you back to life. However, should you desire, I can end your prolonged limbo.
その長き苦しみを終わらせることはできます。
Huh, I'm well aware of that. Even if you were able to revive me, I would never choose that option.
方法があったとしても、私はそれを望みません。なぜなら、
That's because I didn't fall into the reversals by accident. Instead, I leaped into it to seek my own death.
なぜそのようなことを。
Why?
私の一生を
If you could see the life that I've led, then you would not reproach me so. My life was far too miserable.
実に苦しいものでした。ですが、
But I did not accept that things stay the same even in death. What a joke. In escaping my mortal life, I've entered a millennium of pain instead.
属性から逃げた結果、1000年にもわたる苦しみを味わうことになるのですから。
There sees above, what cowards humans are, for we both fear both life and death simultaneously.
人はどれほど臆病なのでしょうか。
I'm sorry, I'm also powerless to answer that
その質
question.
問の答えを私は知りません。構いません、聖女様。
That's alright, Holy Maiden. At least you're able to respond to me.
あなたは
Please,
私の
grant me
望みに
death.
答えてくださる。どうか私に死を授けてください。サーシスよ。
There sees above, does this count as thinking till the moment I die?
最後の瞬間まで考え続けたと言えるでしょうか。
She seems brave.
数々の別れを
I've seen too many farewells. Her distress is quite commonplace. There are those who will end their lives over what seems to be the smallest of
珍し
worries.
くありませんでした。一見些細な苦悩であっても、そのせいで命を投げ捨てる人もいるのです。一部の人
For some people, this power that I possess is a blessing rather than a curse.
むしろ祝福として見ています。ですが、
But I never managed to convince myself of
私は
that.
そのような考えを受け入れたことは一度もありません。
Cass, are you still trying to create a world without death?
はい。
Yes, because when I was placed under time's vast scales, there is no worry in this world that cannot be
あ
solved.
りませんから。
Yeah, try it with Dan Hong. This is a wish that I've held for almost a millennium. My mind may have changed once upon a time if people managed to strike up a friendship with me.
私の考えをもう少しで変えられそうだった人もいましたが、ですが、
But I've never been more firm in my conviction now that I've learned about your near-death state. It is my duty to wipe death from the face of the world.
世界から死をなくすことが私の使命なのだと。
Wow, this place is so spacious. Is this the kingdom's fault? That means we're an next miracle. That's fine and all, but we need to lay down some rules. We're not going to return to the past to steal things. Do we need to enter that doorway to climb even higher? There seems to be a person, more like a soul guarding it.
どうやって上がればいいのでしょうか。また道が塞がれています。オーロニクスの助けっていつもバッチシなタイミングで現れるわよね。見て、エレベーターがあるわ。 過去の宝箱があるわね。でも中身は空っぽみたい。
そんなショックで泣きそう。
What, are we being able to steal some munchies? Hi there, Mr. Goat. Let me... Let's go. Cool. Stairs? Stairs.
もしここで奇跡が切れたらどうなっちゃうのかしら。
Then we die. Simple as that.
本当に私に言わせていいのですか？
Hi. Don't come near me.
こんなに
Huh? Why is he all so panicked? Did the Black Tide monsters frighten him?
まさか暗黒の潮の造物に怯えてるとか？それとも
Or is he actually scared of his own extraordinary power?
僕に腰を抜かしてる？
Ah, these are the troubles that powerhouses like us face.
怯えることはありません。
There's no need to be alarmed. We are just passing by the area. See? None of us look threatening.
本当です。
As the Trailblazer prepares to fucking do his face in with a baseball bat.
言われてみると
You have a point, though. Well, as might once have been a royal vault, it's been plundered empty, so please go right this
もう
instant.
財宝なんか残っちゃいない。
何か
You misunderstood us. We simply heard her shouts as we were passing by and decided to come over to find out what happened.
あなたの叫び声を聞いて様子を見に来ただけですよ。
私が
My goodness, did I really yell out loud? How rude of me.
これはとんだ失態よ。その
I'm sorry to have bothered you. I merely saw a warrior. While that spirit didn't harm me, his blows really packed a heavy punch.
を見かけてね。敵意こそないようだったが、そのパンチが化け物じみてたから。
勇士
A warrior. Could it be?
それはまさか。
Wait a minute, you seem quite different from him. Are you actually alive?
何かが違う。
How can you walk around here while alive?
まさか生きてるのか？どうして生きたままこの地を歩けてる？
話す
It's a long story. We're here to seek audience with Thanatos.
端的に言うと私たちはタナトスに謁見しに来たのです。
タナト
Thanatos? Who's that?
なんだそれは。
もしかして
Is it possible that he's also living in the era before death descended?
来てたのかしら。
Death. Could it be that you're here to defeat the evil dragon
ボリュク
Pollux?
スを討伐しに来たのか？
暴力す
Pollux. Is that the embodiment of No, death?
いえ死の化身なのですか。
いや。
According to the warriors under the Centurion's command, that evil dragon has been dead for quite a while. The curse that condemns people to death didn't originate from it.
人を死に至らしめる呪いは奴のせいじゃないらしい。彼らは
But they saw a girl within the dragon's embrace, and she is the true Reaper.
その子こそが本当の死神だってよ。
その少女
Pray tell, where is that girl right now?
いるのでしょうか。
なんでも
I've heard that the Queen spared no effort in bringing her back to the castle. Her Majesty intends to control all of Emporius with this unprecedented power.
その異様な力でオンパラス全域を征服しようとしてるって噂が流れてる。まあ
As for whether this rumor is true, well, no one knows.
そうですか。
You have my thanks for the invaluable insight that you've given us.
いたします。この手は
Please treat this touch as a token of my gratitude.
どうかお受け取りください。
Are you?
まさか君が ありがとう。
Thank you.
これは
This is his.
だから
Then you granted him
彼に
death?
死をもたらしたのですか。あなたらしくあり
That
ません。
isn't like you. You would have refused even if I commanded you to do so.
命令であったとしても、あなたなら断っていたはず。
私
I
にも
don't know.
わからないのです。同情の
I did it out of sympathy, believing that I wouldn't be racked with agony, but I'm still in a state of turmoil.
今もなお心がざわついています。
同情
Sympathy. Sympathy for that youth who triumphed in every battle.
同情していたのですか。
That young man was favored by Talenton, who taught him a move that would defeat any mortal enemy with a single blow and emerge victorious every time.
常に一撃で勝利を収め、無敗の境地へと至りました。黄金期
He
で
could rely on the move to always achieve victory during the era of Chrysia. However, now that death has descended upon the mortal realm, that divine swordplay also means he could send others to death at will. In other words,
思うままに人を殺める力となります。つまり
自分に
you feel that he's similar to you?
はい。
Yes, since he can never be inferior to others in martial combat, death will always would be the inevitable outcome every time he strikes.
相手は必ず死ぬでしょう。だから彼
That's why he approached me and pleaded for me to put an end to all of this.
すべてを終わらせてほしいと願ったのです。
もしかする
You are
と
perhaps feeling lost from making your peace with death in such an abrupt manner.
あなたを困惑させているのかもしれません。
いえ、
I have not made peace with death.
まだ和解などできていません。エイジリアの
I have seen the people of Idonia stand tall and proud in the face of death. Even before the fated finale arrived, they were already content with the lives that they had lived.
訪れる前に彼らは満足するのです。自分のその誇らし
They had such proud expressions that made me believe death would be an insult to these mortals if the concept was truly a power that a god had carelessly cast down upon the world.
本当に神の気まぐれにより授けられた責務ならば、それは人々の尊厳を侮辱していると。この世に
Perhaps death's authority was never meant to exist in this world, just like how I shouldn't exist.
存在すべきではないのかもしれません。
あなたの考え
I won't refute your beliefs for now, but would you be interested in listening to a story of mine?
そうですね。一つ物語を聞かせてあげましょう。これは
It is a fairy tale from foreign lands told by the person who brought you to me in that ice field long
恐竜
ago.
の中であなたを私のもとに連れてきた人。そう。
A tale told by the Queen of Styxia.
女王から聞いたお話。
What? Wait a minute. That means the girl born from the dragon's embrace, the personification of death these souls talked about. That's you? Cass?
キャスのことだったの？先ほど
I've already had an inkling for a while now, but I honestly have no memories of Styxia.
ですが、スティゴシアについては何も知りません。私
My memories only begin after Amone brought me to Idonia.
様が私をエイジリアに連れて行った時から始まっています。振り向かず前に進んで、また有名長が冥界に近づいているのでしょうか。この音は
聖人か。
Oh, could it be signs of Styxia?
スティコ
Did you hear about the great work I'm doing here? And have thus arrived to give me the last material that I need for transmutation. Great work. Have you heard of the great name of Pollux, perchance? Heard that name many times today. You have? Then that's good. During the age of myth, a time likely before your birth, I was the unsurpassed unit of alchemy that none could reach. On the shores of the River of Souls, I shall make Pollux soar again and bring death back to the world. But didn't that dragon already bring death to the world? Oh, looks like you don't know the whole picture. While it's true that the missing girl can grant death to mortals, Pollux, the one who delivered her onto this world, makes it so humankind cannot die. So, it's just as I feared. You and that dragon are two sides of the same coin? This is my guess. The deceased are supposed to drift down the River of Souls until they reach the end of the West Winds, but this River of Souls is blocked by Pollux's fall. That's right. That's why it's imperative that I bring the dragon back to the mortal realm and make it so disguised again. I have long since prepared my alchemical matrix in the shower, although I'm still missing the most crucial material of all. That final ingredient, the final sacrifice, is none other than the girl who lives out her days with death. Huh? What's going on? You didn't touch him, did you? I know that I'm no longer capable of carrying out that task. Take this, all of you, and please, fulfill that great undertaking on my behalf. This. We have been inebriated in Phagosta's feast for far too long before we began to seek the divine bestowed death, so that we could be free from the whims of fate. However, that brought doom upon us. Instead of summoning a supreme god, we encountered a monster that cut off the River of Souls. That detestable dragon Pollux denied all the depths in the gates of the Netherrealm. Unable to rest in peace, these departed spirits engulfed Styxia like a roaring tide. As a result, my city and its people no longer exist. That child is the only person whom I managed to save. Born within the evil dragon's abdomen, she has possessed the talent of death since her birth. She must have been granted to us by the gods as a chance for us to atone for our sins. And they're definitely... I probably would have streamed earlier, but I was waiting for dinner to be done. Because I wanted to eat before I started the stream today. Is it still broken? God damn it. Ever since it updated. There. I'll just do it manually whenever it's redeemed. Yeah, for whatever reason, the fucking pelting app or whatever hasn't been working since it updated itself. I'm gonna try and reconnect it before next stream, if I remember. Anyway. She is the only person whom I managed to save. Born with an evil dragon's abdomen, she has possessed the talent of death since her birth. She must have been granted to us by the gods as a chance for us to atone for our sins. Please, you must nurture her to adulthood and prevent her from experiencing all the suffering that we went through. I promise I will care for her as a mother, that it will protect her from the evil's death. By Pagosa above, thank you for your kindness. As her mother, please bless this child with a name. Before I am swept away by the river of souls, please let me know how I should address her in my next life. Like how a transient raven butterfly, a fleeting papilio castor, perches on the twig of death. Castorus, that should be a name. That's where my name comes from? It's supposed to be Greek myth, though. A massive roar in the distance. My stomach all day today. The sound's back. What's making that ruckus? Living ones, don't waste your time bickering. The nether realm's rift is falling upon you. Black Tide Creations. When did they? Ayo, please fight him with caution. Please be careful not to suffer the same fate as Black Tide creatures. Because I get out of work at like 10 p.m. at night or whatever, for the past couple of years, it's just become tradition that we have dinner like past 10 o'clock in the evening. Or they start preparing dinner at around 10. Oh, that's a new looking one. Okay, it's just a reskin of the blazing space. Oh. Hi, Maide. You? Lord Maide? I missed you so much that it almost killed me. Pun unintended. Lord Maide, you've been through some tough battles once again. That black tide is endless. My death is only temporary. I will find my path of return, go back to the world of the living, and continue my protection. Lord Maide, I've always wanted to... Why does death reject you?
俺が
I'm the one resisting it. I must resist the temptation to go with the flow.
川の流れに身を任せる誘惑に抗っている。そして
I will go against the current and kill my way out of this accursed netherrealm.
冥界から抜け出す。それが
That is my destiny.
俺の宿命だ。
He seems to be stuttering.
迎えない
It seems like he's completely focused on resisting the temptation of the dead's whispers. He's working hard to resist every minute to deny death.
彼の戦
It seems his battlefield is not limited to the world of the
だ
living.
けにあるわけではなかったのですね。モーディス様
Lord Maide, are you willing to travel with
私た
us?
ちと一緒に行っていただけませんか。実は今
We're headed for the Matrix inside that tower to summon Thanatos from their prolonged concealment.
姿を隠しているタナトスを呼び出そうとしているところでして。
タナ
Thanatos. Challenge death.
生命いるか。
そうです。
That's right. If we could work together and defeat him, you won't have to be troubled by the curse of immortality any longer.
あなたも不死の呪いに煩わされる心配がなくなります。
いいだろう。
Let's go together, Castorus.
ストリス。幾度も
Let the person who has brushed against death countless times guide your way.
案内してやる。
キャス、
Cass, are you sure you want to do this? That alchemist said he wanted you to be a sacrifice.
あなたを生贄にするって言ってたのよ。何も恐れ
I'm
る
not
ことはあり
afraid.
ません。
Just no reason for us to turn back anymore.
ここまで歩んできたのです。ためらって足を
Rather
止め
than standing still, taking action is by far the better option. Perhaps they might take pity on us today and show us some compassion.
今にも運命が憐れみを示し、ささやかな慈悲を授けてくれるかもしれません。
Little bitch. Give me my shit. Mine. Anyway. Works for me.
もしかすると正解は一つだけではない。
Before you are arrested in broken chains, remnants of a path that once led to the tower.
どうしましょう。
This is gonna be difficult. Didn't Cash from Primnos also have this? I'm familiar with this kind of mechanism,
だが
but I've never repaired
立て
broken
た鎖
chains.
を修理したことはない。
If I was more powerful, I'd be able to carry one person with each limb and fly the four of us to the other side.
飛んでいけたのに。追憶の
The Rune of Recollection is here, but I can't find the Miracle Orb anywhere. So weird.
おかしいわね。まさか
Could it be in that collapsed tower in the distance?
中にあるのかしら。
Looks like it's your time to shine. It's still up to me to stop up in a crisis. Wait here, I'll go check things out.
調べてくるから待っててちょうだい。助けが必要な時
Just heard from me from when you need my help. Go on, them. Got it. Just leave it to me.
せなさい。うまくいきましたね。
桃色リス器用だな。
貴 奇跡の効果範囲はそう広くありません。もう少し近く。私ってホロニクスの司祭に向いてるかも。もちろんです。あなたは立派な司祭ですよ。おそらくこの門の向こうに錬成陣があるはずです。あれは
Hi, Trian. Wow, there's so many of you.
賑やかになったな。キャスちゃん。
It's Little Cass and Little Gray. There's also Little D and the Pink Puppy.
このワンちゃん。
The best trivias, besides the original.
トリア、
Trian, aren't you?
あなたはもう。
Trian and Maide. I get it now. Get what? I'm getting even more confused.
私、頭がこんがらがってきちゃった。
This is the first time I've encountered a deceased friend while going upstream in the River of Souls.
初めてだな。
やはり。
It really works like this.
これまでの冒
Just like the other departed spirits we've encountered along the way, I'm also unable to sense the aura of the living and Lady Trian. Yep, you're right. Trian already knows that she'll not be able to return to everyone's side.
帰れないって知ってるぞ。でも
But Trian believed that little Cass would eventually return to another realm.
戻ってくるって信じてた。だから
So Trian's been standing here, at the spot closest to the world of the living, and waiting for little Cass.
そう。
It must have been very tough for you.
今のトリア
But according to what Trian said, we're almost at the entrance of another realm.
もう近いみたいね。トリビーや
Trian promised Tribby and Trinon that when little Cass got here, Trian would get the gift ready and be the first person to run over and welcome you.
誰よりも早く迎えに行くって。だから
So, little Cass, don't cry. Please accept this.
ほら、受け取って。僕たち
We finally finished
こ
it.
れを完成させたんだ。これは
This is what Lady Trivy once
ト
mentioned.
リビー様が言っていた。作りかけ
The
た
gift for me that you didn't manage to finish.
私へのプレゼント。
The Holy Maiden of Yanis. Even when separated by life and death, their thoughts are still connected.
心は通じているということか。
Trian spent a lot of time drawing this. Trian hopes that little Cass likes it.
言ってくれた？
Seriously.
素晴らしい。
It's seriously a wonderful drawing, Lady Trian.
これは
This is our flame chase journey.
俺たちの火を追う旅か。
知り合う前
Little
の
Cass, we don't know what your journey was like before. Trivy has always said that it must have been a very harsh and frightening journey.
こう言ってたんだ。それはきっとすごく大切で恐ろしい旅だったって。でも
But little Cass no longer has anything to fear now, because everyone is here with you in this flame chase journey.
追う旅を一緒に歩くみんながついてるから。
That's right.
そうですね。トリアン様。
Only now, when I say Lady Trian's gift, do I realize I've already obtained so many things I would have never dared to dream of since I embarked on the flame chase journey.
火を追う旅を始めてからかつて想像してこなかったものを数多く手に入れてきたこと。初めての
It was the first time I'd gained so many companions, and the first time I picked up the hobbies of crafting and photography. The first time I had dinner with someone else, the first time I went to the market to buy a Chimera doll I've liked for a very long time, and hugged it to sleep.
市場に行くのも初めてでした。ずっと欲しかったキメラのぬいぐるみを買い抱きしめて寝たことを今も覚えています。それから
The first time I wore a dress personally made by Lady Aglaya. The first time I went for a walk with Lady Tribby, Lady Trian, and Lady Trinon. The first time I enjoyed the night breeze and looked up at the stars of Miss Hyoscine.
したこと。
The first time I took care of the Dromaeosaurs with him.
様と夜風に吹かれて星々を眺めたこと。あなたと一緒に大地獣のお世話をしたこと。
Looking back at all these experiences I never thought were possible, it feels as though the scales of my life have shrunk from the centuries and decades down to the minutes and seconds. And all of them are so precious.
数百年と漠然と歩んできたこの命が1分1秒と刻まれるようになりました。
I took countless photos in the past, but they're all black and white landscapes. I don't have a single one with friends.
皆さんとの写真は一枚もありませんでしたね。もっと
If I had known, I would have taken more pictures.
撮っておくべきでした。
Then shall we take one now? Trian says yes. Trian likes Little Cass and would love to take a picture of Little Cass. Sadly, being departed souls, our images cannot be captured in the world of the living. I thought so too.
そうですね。
Don't we just have to get the camera from fucking Fatal Frame? What? Are we seriously gonna leave room for? Are we seriously gonna leave any room for regret? There won't be any regrets. This vivid drawing surpasses any photograph in the world of the living. Little Cass smiled. Tribby, Trina, and Trian's wish has finally come true. I remember you once said that fate is not the flowers that bloom at the end of the road, but where people tread beyond the gate. Now, the path that belongs to me is about to reach the end.
人々が門をくぐって花の海に向かった足跡でできてる小さな道のことを言うのだと。そして今私の道は間もなく終点にたどり着きます。
Thank you for bringing me the final key.
ありがとうございます。
Key? Little Cass, why are you talking in riddles all of a sudden? I have a feeling that soon, this gift of yours will become the key to saving his life. Wow, that's amazing. Then keep smiling and carry on bravely. Little Cass, Little Gray, everyone, see you tomorrow. With a blinding smile, Trian's golden form disappears in the thin fog of Styxia's moonlight night. Lady Trian. Don't worry of this place. We have indeed reached the end of the stream of souls. If I go any further, I might lose myself. I must leave for now, for the black tide still wreaks havoc in the realm of the living. Can you find your way out? I have broken free from the chains of death countless times. This time will be no different for me. Castris, will you fulfill your duty for the flame chase? I have yet to make my decision, Lord Maide. No matter. Make the choice your heart desires, even if it takes 1,000 years of waiting. I will continue to fight till I die, then rise from death till the miracle descends.
くぐり抜けるまでだ。
モーティス様、
There's one more thing you should know, Lord Maide.
お伝えしておきたいことがあります。
なんだ。
What is it?
アナイクス先生
Professor Noxa may have deduced the principles behind Era Nova. You and I may be reincarnated as strife and death in the next cycle,
あなたは
becoming calamities wreaking havoc
次
upon
の
the
世界
world.
で死と紛争となり、この世に降臨する災いとなってしまうかもしれません。
Cypher jump scare. I see.
そうか。
それだ
Is that all?
ですか？
Are you gonna accept such a fate without
このような
complaints?
運命をあなたは受け入れると。
お前に
Do you have a strategy to set cycles of her fate?
策はあるのか。
今はまだ
I haven't found it yet. Perhaps I never will.
いえ、もしかしたらこの先も。
だったら
Then cease wasting your thoughts on futile matters.
考えるな。できること
Control what little you can, and when fate's inescapable grasp
そ
comes,
して不可避の運命が訪れた時にまたその
resist it with the strength of your mighty will.
抗ってみせろ。
ありがとうございます。
Thank you, Lord Maide. I will find the right decision.
私は必ず正しい道を見つけ出してみせます。
紛争の名に
In the name of strife, may you meet a fitting end.
死を得られることを願おう。
これがあの棒
This must be the alchemical matrix the spirit mentioned. Let's see here. We need to insert Aquila's sky,
エーグルの
Giorio's earth, Kephala's fire, Phagosa's
ケ
ocean,
ファレの炎、ファジェイナの海、そして
and Menestia's
デー
love.
タの愛を加える必要があるようです。へえ。
It seems that sweet hint Princess Homebody has made up her mind.
覚悟を決めたみたい。ってことは
In that case, Seamstress, I suppose I no longer need to deliver your message. My time is rather precious after all.
私の時間はとっても貴重なわけだし。
キャストリス
Whether you wish to break free from death or not, please follow your heart. By the promise you once made, I ask that you fulfill your duty one final time.
してください。かつてのあなたとの約束を証しに最後にもう一度己の使命を果たすのです。キャストリス
Castress, please live as a human and die as one.
人であることを忘れないでください。
あの錬金術師
According to an alchemist, the final piece is supposed to be me.
最後の材料は私です。しかし彼は
However, he is not privy to the past and therefore cannot see the full picture.
その全容を知りません。過去
The past?
ケファレの記憶
I saw the twins of death in Kephala's memory,
私は
and now I am certain that I was one of them.
双子を見ました。その片割れは間違いなく私でしょう。
The trial of the Hand of Shadow demanded taking the life of your family. I died during that trial, falling before the gates of the new world. And my sister, whom I never met, became the tiny Thanatos of this cycle.
前に死んでしまいました。そして一度も会ったことのない妹がこの世界のタイタンタナトスになったのです。妹は
She was consumed with regret over my death, so she used the Titan's authority to reforge my soul.
真剣を持っ
Yet, it also means that she has never revealed herself to anyone, hidden away from the entire world.
結果彼女は人前から姿を消し行方知れずとなった。そう
That's because the time she became already fell at the start of everything. They died for me and now lie in the slumber in the river of souls.
今は静かにスティクスで眠っています。もしかして
You mean Pollux?
ポリクスのこと？
That's right. The River of Souls is no material river. It cannot be blocked by ordinary means. Only the divine corpse can prevent the dead from reaching the next world.
死者の転生を阻めるのは神性を持つ残骸のみ。ですから
And that's why we have to awaken Pollux from death before we can retrieve the core flame of death.
蘇らせるしかありません。錬金の
We have to reforge his body with the power of
その
alchemy.
残骸を一つに戻すのです。あの錬金
But Cass, if that alchemist speaks the truth, does that mean you're also part of the dragon body?
だよね。
According to those departed spirits, I was indeed born as the dragon's twin.
かつての私は巨竜と共に生きていたようなので。ところで
But before we talk about that, have you heard the sighs?
皆さんはため息を聞きましたか？
You said many times on the way here. No, not from me. The sounds that come from the memories when we were collecting the
魂を回
souls.
収した時に記憶の中で聞いたかどうかです。
Ah, I heard them too. So, what are those?
あれって何だったのかしら？おそらく
I think it's probably the sign of Pollux's wish being
だ
fulfilled.
ったのではないでしょうか。真剣を
They must have realized how heavy a price they need to pay when they used their divine authority to resurrect the dead woman.
思い出し
That's why they exerted every ounce of their strength to send me to Sixia, a city that called for death, a land where none is hostile to death.
妹は最後の力を振り絞り死を悪とみなさない都市国家死を呼ぶスティゴシアに私を送ったのでしょう。私に
They never saw their wish fulfilled and fell so prematurely, well, because they wanted to give me a new life. Pollux must really want to know how their sister has been after given their all to save her.
きっと力を尽くして助けた姉がどんな人生を送るのか見届けたかったはずです。その願望
That wish is the reason Pollux's soul still lingers in the mortal realm even after her fall, quietly watching and documenting every detail of their sister's life.
ずっとさまよい姉に関するすべてを記録し続けました。
Ah, so instead of picking up objects on the way here,
途中で拾ってきたあれって
we were instead showing things to a strand of yearning that lingers here. Now we must weave these yearnings together and restore them into Pollux's complete soul.
私たちはそれらの思いを一つずつつなぎボリュクスの魂を完全なものにしなければなりません。でも
But all this is just a hypothesis, right? What if we go through the ritual and it turns out totally different?
想像と違ってたらどうするの？それでも
That's fine. As Professor Naxa often reminds us, that is such the nature of alchemy. The true outcome can only be known once the process is complete. This is why alchemy is also known as the miracle of creation.
錬成が終わるまでわからないと。だからこそこの学問は創造の奇跡と呼ばれるのです。最後の
Now, the puzzle of Pollux's yearnings is nearly complete, with only one final piece remaining.
完成する。彼女が一
I shall reveal what they have been yearning to know since the alchemical matrix.
スティコシ
I
ア
will show them my whole life since I left Styxia.
人生のすべてを錬成人に加えます。その完成
Lady Trian has already drawn a picture of my entire life. It is now in my hands.
いただきました。 儀式を
Then, let the ritual begin.
以上
And now the objective is complete. That is all.
言葉はもう不要です。アナイクス先生
Such is what Professor Naxa always says after preparing for an alchemical ritual.
いつも言って
And
い
now
たセリフです。ボリュクス
Pollux, I shall lift you from the river of souls and reforge your soul. Perhaps you will be disturbed by this, and your body may become horrifying to behold.
もしかするとその過程で驚かせてしまうかもしれませんし、体がバラバラになることもあるかもしれません。ですが
But even the slightest trace of your soul, if even the slightest trace of your soul remains, the soul that once ferried me to the side of the shore, then please look at me. I wish to thank you in person. I have obtained everything you have sacrificed your divinity for.
あなたが神聖を代償にしてくれたすべてはちゃんと受け取ったと。アミュネットス
Lady Amanetta.
キャスの
Did she recognize you? She must be the first soul that we can communicate here with, right?
認識できる魂にあったのはこれが初めてかしら。いえ
I'm afraid she's just another spirit trapped here, just like the rest of them. The only difference is that I was there when she died.
ここに閉じ込められているはずです。ただ彼女が今過ごしている過去の一幕の中にたまたま私がいるのでしょう。はい。
Please, go on. I'm listening. I'm about to tell the story of Styxia.
もしやスティコシアの物語を教えてくれるのでしょうか。
Yes, you're just as smart as I imagined,
あ
but...
なたは賢いですね。ですが、まあ
Never mind. Now's not the time.
まだその時ではありません。
ご安心を
There's no need to worry, Elder. Take a look around you. You're already at the resting place of the
ご覧
dead.
ください。ここは亡霊の帰る場所です。
亡霊
The
の
world of the
世界
dead, but how?
どうして？
あなたは
I understand that you chose to remain silent about the story to protect Castorus, the girl who coexists with death.
物語を語りませんでした。ですが
But you no longer need to hide that story. I can assure you that I have protected that girl's life well.
その少女の人生はあなたのおかげで守られたのですから。
では
Well, in that case, let me begin.
スティコシア
Styxia, the pearl of the ocean,
では災い
plagued by unwarranted calamity and ravaged by death in the fairy tale. It was the first city-state to shift their faith towards death, even before Idonia did.
前から死を信仰しており、初めて死を信仰した都市国家でもあります。
From where you stand now, I suppose that's a bit hard to believe, right?
不思議に思うかもしれませんね。
Indeed, I cannot imagine that those from the era of Chrysia, blessed with eternal life, could ever yearn for death.
人たちはなぜ死に憧れたのでしょうか。
Heh, I have pondered the same question, child, but I'm afraid there is no clear answer to it.
私もずっと同じことを考えていました。ただ、その質問には確かな答えがないのかもしれません。
Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. That's how someone once explained to me why death is necessary to the world.
終わりがあるからだ。死がなぜ必要なのかをこう説明してくれた人がいました。ですが
But I still can't take that as the final answer. Would a world without journeys and epics be worse off?
生徒や女児誌のない世界は美しいとは言えないのでしょうか。
Heh, I take it the one who spoke this line was a general, or perhaps a warrior. I, however, did find some inspiration in these words. Would you like to hear my thoughts, Castoris? Please enlighten me, Lady Amine. Though I've already made up my mind on how to handle the authority and the core flame of death, your words might truly guide me toward the path forward. You and I are neither warriors nor generals, therefore journeys and epics cannot truly resonate with us. But what if I reframe it like this? What if love is not a trait bestowed upon mortals by Menestia, but a blessing from death? Love. No one ever invented a word cherished in the area when life is eternal. For all the good things in the world could be revisited endlessly, and every bond formed carried no risk of being severed. The so-called era Christia was an age devoid of both virtue and sin. People did not truly live. They simply existed, going through the motions without passion or purpose, then waiting for something to happen. Perhaps the people of Styxia chose to embrace death not out of fascination with its cruel and fearsome side, but instead became fixated and obsessed with the impulses and desire tied to an finite existence. Therefore, death is not a thing of fear and desperation, but... Oops, that's a bow mention in the voice lines. That's right, Castoris. It is the reason we shed tears when parting ways. It is also the original spark that ignited the passion of mortals. If you truly intend to deprive the world of death, then be prepared to witness a return to a state of stagnation. And Fortius becomes a fucking lost belt. I understand, Lady Amine. Our limited lifespan shades all that we know and love. Not even the Death Titan has the right to take that away from humankind again. Menestia's love was Kratos of Gold's first blessing, but it most likely wasn't understood by mankind. We only learned to interpret its wonderful gift after Thanatos' arrival. If the world is bereft of death, then the Queen of Styxia wouldn't have played midwife and delivered me into this world. You wouldn't have welcomed me into Idonia, and Aglaia would have never invited me to join the Flame Chase journey. None of these stories would have ever happened. And I never would have lived, let alone found happiness. Thank you, Mother. I will use all the love that I've experienced in this long life to complete the final miracle. My teacher, Naxagoras. Grant me the wisdom of all things. I call upon thee. To strip Netherwing's corpse.
地から天への
Rises from the earth, falls from the
天よ
sky.
り降臨せよ
Egg.
地は天のごと
As
く
above, so below.
天が地のごとくここ
This is
に
the
ある
greatest power of all powers, unstoppable in this world.
万物を砕く力すべての死を
The great work that commands all
偉大
death.
なる恵みよ私が
I shall grant you
抱
embrace.
擁を授けましょう
Is the girl who once saved my life truly gone?
僕が出そう。
あなた涙来る
捕獲マーク起動愉快な反撃の時間です
飲め。お仕置きされたよ。少し休め。
Thanks, I hate it.
生命は草。存分に味わえ。
涙来る
まだ。
寄ってらっしゃい活動派手に行くよ 安らぎを与えましょう無意識とはそのものに怒りが溜まりすぎる
少し休め。さあ、存分に味わえ。
涙来る
that on. Oh, death. Sleep in peace. I'm sorry to have to wake you from an ancient death. And I know you're anxious. Shh. Don't be afraid. Do you remember me? I'm the girl you once carried across the Sea of Souls. I'm sorry I wasn't able to remember you, but with the help of many people, I was able to finally pick up these broken fragments of my past. I'm back, Pollux. I know this might not be what you wanted. But I have to do this. So please, carry me across the Sea of Souls once again, and return me to the Netherrealm, just like you did in the past. Please take me to where the core flame of death rests. I'll be going now. Right, let's go. There's a fucking trap back there, god damn it. They may look scary, but as long as we... What's happening? Huh? What's wrong? I'm done for. Are you? What's wrong with him? His time is almost up. If we don't go now, I'm afraid his soul will return to Thanatos' embrace before me. What? Oh no! Is there anything we can do? Don't worry, I promised I would ask Thanatos for the Trailblazers' right to roam the Earth again. Ma'am, stay here and keep a close watch until I return, alright? Yeah, we learned near the beginning of the last stream. Yeah, basically what we've been playing as since we arrived in Amphorius is a collection of memories that's walking around. Fully basically pieced our memories together to act like a person. And that's why Casper was able to touch us near the during the cutscene with the Flame Reaper in the Grove. But obviously, I mean, yeah, it's not that far off, except we don't get to go to a Throne of Heroes if we eat shit at this point. Alright, I'm the best at taking care of others.
お世話は大の得意なのよ。さあ、
Go on, Cass. Make sure not to leave yourself with any regrets.
後悔だけは残さないようにね。
Yeah, but that ain't arcadeness. And give it a couple of patches. The fake collab is in 3.4. No regrets. It's a deal then.
約束しましょう。 では、
Please.
行ってまいります。
Wait for me. Oh, you sit on your little dinghy, eager to hear my song. You follow closely behind. And it's already moving before me. Fuck it, I'm not reading you then. If you're gonna move that fast. Fuck
や
you.
っぱり
After all that,
最後はここ
you
に
still ended up
戻って
back
くる
here.
んだね。
Ah, shit, the moon got pissed on over here too.
冥界は
So the legends are true. The Nether Realm really is a sea of flowers.
花の海なのですね。そうだよ。
Yep.
まるで
Just like the flower fields we tended to back then.
あの花畑みたいでしょ。ボリュシア
Is that you,
な
Polycia?
のですか。私のこと
Do you remember me?
覚えてるの？記憶には
I don't have the memories from that time, but I've seen you before during the experiment.
あなたの姿を目にしました。そっか。
I see.
じゃあ
Call me Thanatos then. It'll be easier.
タナトスって呼んで。その方が楽だから。でも
However, since you recognize the name, you must already know everything about Thanatos, right?
タナトスについても全部知ってるんだよね。ええ、
Yep.
私は
I'm here to reforge the order of life and death in
死の
Emporius.
秩序を再構築するために来ました。知ってる？
You know, my sister was a sympathetic but rather sensitive person. Whenever she didn't want to say what was on her mind, she would avoid eye contact and look off into the distance.
遠くを眺めちゃうの。今みたいにね。
Just like what you're doing now.
教えてください。
Can you tell me about the last Era
前
Nova?
回の再早期でボリュシアは
What did you do, Polycia?
何をしたのですか？
Where should I begin? I suppose we could start from the beginning.
とりあえず最初から話そっか。遠い昔
A long, long time ago, there was a pair of like-minded twins. As foretold in the prophecy, they were chosen to be the successors to the god of death.
死の神の候補者に選ばれたの。でも運命
But fate was cruel. The price of attaining divinity was to take the life of a family member of your own
近し
hands.
い家族の命を奪うことだった。その
that trial was indeed recorded in that memory.
あの記憶に残されていました。じゃあ
Didn't you already know that my sister voluntarily gave up her own life so that way I could ascend as the demigod of
して
death?
くれたのも知ってるよね。けどね、
But I couldn't accept that. Why'd we have to kill each other for a future she'd never see herself? That's not fair.
お姉ちゃんがいない未来のために殺し合わなきゃいけないなんて、そんなのあまりに不公平でしょ。だから
So while weaving the laws of the new world, I shattered a forbidden bottom line for life and
私
death.
は生と死のルールを破った。お姉ちゃんの
I reshaped my sister's soul and took the form of a great dragon poleaxe to carry up to the river of souls and back into the mortal realm.
そしてステクスを遡り人間界へと送り返した。でも
But our fates were already decided. It manifested in unexpected ways in response to my futile
私
actions.
の頑張りは無意味で、その願いは思いもしない形で叶うんだから。死が誕生
Aging is an unbreakable law of nature laid upon humankind, created at the same time as death. When the living die, their souls will meet Thanatos, who will determine where every soul goes.
その魂の行き先が決まる。死神が
If the Reaver raises their left hand, the soul is granted death and allowed to enter the Nether realm to await reincarnation. If they raise their right hand, the soul is rejected by the Nether realm and returns to the mortal realm to continue walking the earth.
再び人間界に戻って大地を歩くことになる。そのため
That's why the Hand of Shadow can only lay down judgment and not embrace another
判
being.
決を下すことしかできず、誰も抱きしめられない。
Yes, death was originally a pair of hands, but they were split in twain when we reached the mortal realm, never to touch each other ever
切
again.
り離された。そして永遠にお互いに触れ合えなくなったの。タナトスの生
The half of Thanatos that represents life, the undying human who grants death. That was the curse I first forced upon you.
私がお姉ちゃんにかけた呪い。では
Then, what about
あ
you?
なたは死の半身
The half of Thanatos representing death. I shouldered the fate of defying death. I died the moment I entered the world of the living.
死を告げられた。それ以来
From then on, my titan also no longer existed in this world.
膨らませ
The cycle of life and death stopped. Souls were denied their audience with death, and were left stranded between an ever-rising river of the dead.
死者が増えていく川にとどまることになった。なんでこんなことになっちゃった。
What irony! My selfish desire to save your life
私はただ
gave you in the world a fate far worse than death instead.
なのにお姉ちゃんに、そしてこの世界に死よりも重い運命を与えることになるなんて。そして
Then, what was left to my reason was left behind in another realm,
冥界に残された。来る日も来る日も
where I've been taking care of these flowers day after day until there is now a sea of
花の
them,
海になっていく様子を眺めるの。生と死、
all while mulling over the subject of life, death, partings, and enduring an endless loneliness.
孤独をかみしめながら。運命とは
Fate is absurd
やはり
indeed.
奇妙なものですね。私たちの人生
Our lives were a mirrored image of one another, like a pair of hands. Even so, we arrived at the same
違
destination.
う道を歩みながらも、こうして同じ場所で再会し、
No, it's the Sonic Moon. Our lives were a mirrored image of one another, like a pair of hands. Even so, we arrived at the same destination.
同じ感情を味わっ
We walked different paths, yet experienced the same pain. And the reason the moon is split is because we're on the other side of life and death and shit. It looks like that one fucking like cursed emoji with the Massive ass teeth. Like, if you just turn the angle a little bit. A cursed emoji, duh. Anyway, back to sad plot stuff. We walked different paths yet experienced the same pain.
せめて今の人生
I had hoped that maybe you would at least have a good life in the cycle.
思ったんだけどごめんね
Sorry about that.
私の人生
I lived my life well. It didn't go to waste. As far as I'm concerned, you did nothing
あな
wrong.
たが謝ることなんて何もありませんたとえ
Even though I forced the gift worthy of granting death to humanity upon you, a total stranger.
つけられたとしてもこの長い
Too many responsibilities were forced upon me in the course of this long journey. I was once lost, even upset.
当然迷ったり怒りを覚えたりしたこともありますですが
But I've realized recently that if it weren't for your blessing, I wouldn't have understood the source of these emotions, nor would I have realized my purpose.
あなたの祝福がなければ感情がどこからやってくるものなのか自分の使命が何なのかを私は理解できていなかったとそれだけ
I wouldn't have made it here to reunite with my missing half, and we wouldn't have been discussing our past while sharing the same view of this
宿
landscape.
命の半身と再会することもなかったでしょうし過去の出来事や目の前の風景そして
I wouldn't have understood the meaning of our
私たちが存在
existence.
する意味を分かち合うこともなかったでしょう存在す
The
る
meaning of our existence.
私とあなた
The
が
sea of flowers blooms on the dead land because we sowed it with the seeds of our separation, and watered it with the tears of loneliness. Yes, the only thing death is allowed to create are flowers that bloom from blood and tears.
そう死が作り出せるのは血と涙の中に咲く花だけなのですだから
That is why Thanatos cannot create living beings at will, nor can the hand of shadow determine a person's remaining days.
暗淡たる手もあらゆる命の運命を裁けない人間の
Because the life and death of mortals should never be dictated by another's will.
いかなる意志によっても支配されるものではありませんからそれってまる
Are you saying there's no point in Thanatos'
命の存在を
existence?
否定してるみたいだねそうではありませ
No,
ん
no single being can bear the scales of life and death on their own, not even as a god.
背負える者はいないと言いたいのです生と死
Life and death weigh equally heavy. We both know that now, don't we?
あなたもよくわかっていますよねきっと
You too must have had a difficult life.
大変な人生を送ってきたんだろうね私たち
We
は
have taken quite the ridiculous journey together, haven't we?
途方もない旅をしてきたみたいあの時から予感があったの私たちはいつ
I had a feeling even back then we'd meet again one day.
抱き合うために
Not to embrace one another after a long separation, but to come in search of retribution.
運命の定めを迎えるために遥か昔に書かれた言葉
Tell me the answer that's already been written, and let's draw this seemingly endless fate to a close.
長い長い
It's been far too long. I've waited here for centuries, watching day after day as desperate spirits are denied by this lonely wasteland.
寂しい荒れ地に拒まれさまよう亡霊の姿をその中
I
に
always hoped that I would see you among them, but I was also afraid of seeing you. I didn't know how I could possibly face you again.
会うことを恐れてた。だってどんな顔をしたらいいかわからなかったから。何よりも最
But
も
more
近
than
しい
anything, I was afraid that you might have forgotten all about me.
私のことを忘れてるのを見るのが怖くて。わかります。
I know, but don't you see, Policia? I made it back anyway.
私はこうしてここに戻りました。死の
You don't have to shoulder death's authority on your own anymore. It was always meant to be held in two hands anyway.
本来それは両の手で抱えるものなのですから。彼に
So let's give our core flame to him and have him take it back to the mortal realm. Give humanity back their life cycle of life and death.
人々に生と死、そして輪廻を返すために。私たち
Our responsibility as Santos is never about taking out favorite souls. We were only meant to watch over life.
ことではなく、それを見守ることですから。あまたの魂が
Let's tend the field together and create a warm sea of flowers for all the souls to come.
一緒にお世話していきましょう。ね。
What do you think, Policia? Yes, just one last
最
step.
後まであと一歩だね。汝は長
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains and be reborn with the dead flame.
その残骸より芽吹くだろう。信託が
As foretold by the prophecy, Thanatos' authority is only destined for one person to wield. As the Christ heir of death, you as our demigod, as a titan.
その半身としてタイタンとして私たち
Our fated moment has arrived once again,
昔のように
just like before.
そう
Yes, just like before.
昔のようにね。でも
But unlike that time, the ones undergoing the trial this time are prepared.
私たちは準備ができてる。もう
You've
心を
made up
決
your
めたん
mind?
ですね。
Yes, as dictated by fate. I won't be afraid as long as you're here with me.
けどお姉ちゃんがいてくれるから私は怖くないよ。今世の試練を
Complete your trial in this life, ramming the embrace of death and like the spark of life ablaze.
生の炎を灯して。お姉ちゃんなら
You have been tempered by life and death. I know you'll be able to give this wasteland its first breath of life.
世紀をもたらせるはずだよ。まるで冥界
Like a raven butterfly is flying swiftly into another realm, perching on the twig of death.
約束します。
I will. After this, I will remain permanently in another realm. The river of souls shall return here and rain down from the sky, scattering souls across the earth.
ステュクスを元に戻します。それを空から降り注ぐ雨にして魂の種を再びメイドにまきましょう。生と死
The cycle of life and death will flow once again. The sea of flowers you sowed shall bear countless joyous or sorrowful souls and bloom
これ
evermore.
から無数の悲しみや喜びの魂を乗せ。ありがとう。
Thank you.
最後に
Just one last thing. Can you grant me one
お願い
wish?
してもいいかな。もちろんです。
Of course. What is it?
なんでしょう。私のこと
Please, don't forget me.
忘れないで。
I promise you.
決して忘れません。いつか輪
When we meet in the next world, even if I have endured another reincarnation,
私たとえ
even if we do not know each
お
other's
互いの
names,
名前を知らなくともあなたを
I will still hold you tightly in my arms, just like I did when we were born.
キャストリスキャストリス
You're as beautiful as a fleeting butterfly.
美しい名前だね。私は
I will bring rust to death.
安息を届けます。これから
And from now on, stagnant life will once again flow.
命が再び流れ始めるでしょう。
Time flies. In the blink of an eye, the 15th entry hour is already at hand. When this farce is over, your soul will be placed on the scales of life and death. Are you ready? No need to ask so many times. Of course I am. Then why do you drag your feet? Is your fear of crowds holding you back again? I simply find them too noisy. Paying attention to conceited fools like them would be an utter waste of my time. Such harsh words. As I see it, you're no less arrogant than they are. I couldn't agree more. Oh? I didn't expect to hear that from you. Are you not going to refute me? I know myself better than you think I do. At the very least, better than a stowaway like you. And they say men whose ends are nigh have but kind words. Well, that is exactly why I chose you. Huh. Should I thank you for the compliment? The hour of the trial has come. Do you have an answer for me? And how will you prove the veracity of your argument? I suppose there is no point in putting this off any longer. Do you recall where we stopped the last time? You were saying that Emphorius' history is cyclical. Indeed, the demigods that bear the core flames eventually become the new titans at the world's end. Remember what happened in the Holy Mountain? Calypso, Naias. As their destined ends approached, one by one they left this world, leaving only the twins who were fated to succeed death. I would have preferred that outfit caster much better than her canon one that she's playable with. At least it doesn't look like she's a fucking mummy. Unfortunately, while their journey is consistent with ours, you and Calypso, as well as Nikador and Naias, act as supporting evidence. I can only come with a rough sketch for my theory of a cyclical history. For all the pains that I took to reach this point, I have already lost hope of ever obtaining definitive proof. After all, the past is in the past. And now we are the legacies of heroes of the past is a hopeless endeavor. That is until I met a girl named Polycia and her sister. If Castros was truly sent from the past to the present for the time self-serving reasons, then having lived for 2 cycles with Styxia as pivot, she will no doubt be the link to connect all of this together. If the Twins of Death can bridge two cycles to reunite at the shores of the Sea of Souls, then my hypothesis will no longer be just a hypothesis, and you, too, will get the answer to your question.
机上の空論ではなくなり、あなたの質問の答えも出るでしょう。
That is all well and good, but how can you be so sure? If there is even the slightest error in your hypothesis, the girl will be shattered.
もしその推測が間違ったものなら、あの女子は落胆して帰ってくることになるではないか。
It matters not. The most important quality a scholar must possess is its foolhardiness. If you are overly cautious, then you'll never have the gumption to make the first step, and change will never
第
come.
一歩を踏み出す勇気すらなく、何も変えることなどできません。
Besides, I, Anaxagoras, am destined to overturn this partial world.
常識に反するこの世界を覆す運命にあるのですから。さあ、
Come, let us go and teach those pathetic worms one final lesson.
最後の授業をしてあげましょう。
Okay, can I go now? Nice.
ファイブ、最後の弁論は
Let those Christless heirs who started this terrible war hear you. Let them hear the voices of the people. As always, that woman knows how to stir up a crowd.
人の心を煽るのが得意ですね。
Professor Anaxa, I thought you had passed on this. Everyone must cast their vote, or this assembly would serve no purpose. Prof, do you truly think it's wise to entrust the fate of the world to an assembly like this? Okahama has stood strong under the system for 1,000 years. It stands to reason there is purpose in its existence.
合理的であることはすでに証明されています。
But that is not what you're asking, is it? What you really want to know is it Goliath making the right decision and trusting the fate of the world to you?
世界の運命を分かつこの場をアグライアがあなたに委ねたこと。
Nothing ever escapes you. I didn't spend all those years teaching you for nothing. Most people only take 4 years to graduate, if I recall. What, well, is Spy not a super senior? To tell the truth, I feel like I'm on my way to an execution chamber instead of a podium. So, do you have an answer to that question? No, I don't. I thought so. Because that question is not yours to ask in the first place. Is Goliath trusting the world to you the right decision? Don't make me laugh. That is a question that woman must answer herself. Why are you worrying about this on her behalf? Or have you been seeing yourself as her pawn all this time?
なぜあなたが彼女の代わりにそれを考える必要があるのです？それともあなたはずっと自分を彼女の道具だと思っていたのですか？いいですか？
Listen up, I'll say this only once. Flip your perspective around and ask yourself this instead. What should I do to ensure that the world doesn't stray from the correct path? That is what you should be thinking about.
これこそがあなたが考えるべきことですよ。
You still have time, so give it some thought. Oh, and don't bother telling me the answer. Tell it to those begging for salvation from the gods. Got it. Thank you, Professor Anaxa. That's Anaxagoras to you. Who will you be voting for? That'll depend on how well you perform. Make sure to safeguard your thoughts. He says that Cersei's is hanging over his shoulder.
アナイクス様
Lord Anaxa, you're finally here. The last speaker of the assembly will be taking the stage soon. This resolution will be passed after that. Lady Kindness has reserved a special seat for you, so I show you to it. Lead the way. Alright, this way, please. Elders and citizens, silence if you please. As the Theros, I present to you.
神霊の慣習の名において私は見届けましょう
Final of 80s Elysiae, virtuous citizen of Akuma and the last speaker of the assembly.
の最後の演説を行います
Much obliged, Lord Lygus. I remember him. He's the penniless lad working for Aglaya. Where's Lady Goldfever? Why is she sending this guy to give the last speech? Is this really the end of the plane chase journey? Can this dude really face down kindness? By Kefale above, dear citizens of Akuma, as you look upon me, so too I see you. I see your fear and misgivings, your apprehension about the discord between the Chrysosaurs and the Council of Elders, and your uneasiness about the future of the Holy City. Yet before you contemplate something as grand as the fate of the world, I ask that you look closer. Look, beyond the horizon illuminated by Kefale, at the crisis threatening to overwhelm us. What? Aides Elysiae, my beloved hometown, is a village forgotten by time. It is a place where the most invigorating breeze and wheat fields have spread all the way to the sea. I once thought that there, I would enjoy a lifetime of peace and quiet with my friends and family. How I wish I could invite you all to that paradise far away from the noise and chatter of the world. Alas, I can't. Because she, and all that she nurtured, all that I loved, have been long since been devoured by the black tide. My beloved home is no more. I will never forget the day that the black tide struck. My father, Hieronymus, fought with a broken sword to his last breath to protect his child. My mother, Audata, she is ripped apart by monsters, all that so I might live to stand before you here and now. Galba, he was a hunter, but in the end, those arms that once drew a bow instead raised Piso, his beloved son, as they were both breathed their last. Pythias, the teacher, risked her life to save her students, but a burning beam fell on her, crushing her. Hi, Glaya. And what of Livia, her daughter? Did she make it out alive? No, she didn't. Livia, Piso, and so many other children, my childhood friends, were all swallowed by the black tide and turned into monsters. They kept saying the same thing over and over, even up until the final moment when I finally steeled my heart and granted them eternal peace with my sword. Why, Finon? Aren't we the best of friends? That is the black tide, a looming threat that could bring Akuma down to his knees anytime. Cadmus may have promised that with the 3 Titans of Calamity gone, Akuma will return to Era Chrysia once more, but... As much as it pains me, I must disappoint you. While the demigod of strife has done everything in his power to hold them back, they are still coming. By now, the name of that black-robed swordmaster, the Flame Reaver, has likely echoed throughout the city already. The roaring thunder is a message from the Strife demigod. The Flame Reaver has risen from death, and they hunger for the core flames of the gods.
怪人の中から蘇り神々の火種を渇望していると
Lies, if such a powerful enemy is indeed approaching, why is Akuma still the pitcher of peace? Exactly, the city of Akuma shows no signs of pandemonium or chaos. And why is that? I beg you, spare a moment to think about this. Are we able to stand here and hold this assembly in peace today because the danger is past? No, this peace we enjoy is no gift of fate. We are able to stand here today because of the crisis heirs have stepped up and shielded Akuma from calamity. With our golden threads, Aglaia preserved, and continues to preserve, these idyllic days that you all hold dear. The Council of Elders claims that Aglaia will one day forsake the people because her divinity is eroding her body and soul. But ask yourselves this. Rather than offering her aid and support, why did they choose to watch and push Akuma away from the Flame Chase journey? The answer is that no one can bring themselves to speak of. A truth stained in blood and buried in greed, fear, and vanity. Allow me to lay it bare before you. It is because the Council of Elders, which bears Akuma's history and honor, along with the Citizens' Assembly we once took so much pride in, are now infested with vermin. You insolent whelp! How dare ya! It is true that Aglaia has reached her limit. Why? Because she's been working tirelessly to weave the defenses of our holy city against the encroaching evil. All while these vermin are making up baseless accusations about her scheming in the shadows. Not once has she ever failed Akuma, yet these vermin attempt to tear her apart, tarnishing her name with unfounded allegations. She may have been blessed by divinity, but hasn't her heart always stayed true to humanity? They attempt to mislead you and reduce this assembly to a crude standoff between gods and humans. But, citizens of Akuma, once more I implore you to open your eyes and look at those around you. Examine them closely. Behind all that finery, do you see the good heart of a human, or the poisonous glands of a pest? Make your judgment and turn your gaze to the demigods whom so many of you regard as cold and merciless. Do you not see the light of humanity within them? And those who wear the mask of humanity yet utter only hurtful, slanderous words. Can you not see that their souls have been corrupted by power? Yet, no matter what your answer is, and no matter who your vote goes for, rest assured that you have nothing to fear. For Aglaia, Trivius, and I will remain your faithful guardians and pledge our lives to upholding your decision. And this vow will stay true until the end of our days, where it will be passed on to future flame chasers. A steadfast and unwavering promise that shall endure for the ages. In an uproar, representative leaders from different cities in Akuma now throw pieces of pottery into the Dolium. At the present time, on the scales of Talenton, those who call for the continuation of the flame chase journey and those who demand its suspension. Each faction holds an equal share of the votes, resulting in a perfect balance. As expected, this is the moment when the flame chase journey is the closest to its end. And now, it's your turn to vote, Lord Anaxagoras. Is there anyone else who hasn't voted? No, you're the last. Cast your vote with care, for your decision will break this impasse. I have long since made a decision. Very well. May you bring much needed change to this farcical world. You have done well, Finon. Given the circumstances, delivering a rousing speech to stir up emotions was a prudent move. Thank you all for your patience. On behalf of the 7 sages of the Grove of Epiphany and the scholars of Amphorius, I, Anaxagoras, am ready to cast my vote. But before that, in the interest of fairness, Lady Goldweaver, I pose a question to you before all who are gathered here. Will you, as Finon has promised, stand by the decision made in the Assembly regardless of the outcome? In the interest of fairness, I make no promises lest it should influence your decision. Very well. I thank you for your honesty. What's he doing? The stakes are high. Let's be patient. Cut the act. Who do you think you are, wasting our time like this? Lord Anaxa, please do not forget that Rule number 1, do not call me Anaxa. Rule number 2, never interrupt me. Silence is golden. Just vote already. What are you waiting for? Cast your vote. Cast your vote. I cannot help but wonder, is every hardship in the world something you will exploit this and use to your advantage? How else am I supposed to make use of this situation where my body and soul are separated? Oh, Circe, or should I say, Calypso, accompany him in this final journey. Let us journey to another realm and see how she will substantiate the answer to your question and validate my decision. We need only follow the sound of the tides. You are. Well done, child. Just as I foresaw, you have achieved great things.
君なら大事をなせると言ったであろう。
Teacher.
運命とは
What a twist of fate. A blasphemer raised in the doctrines of the Venerationists. It's like a fool kicking its mother in the belly after taking all her milk.
小さなロバが母の乳を飲み干した後、そのまま蹴りを入れたかのようだ。
I respect you immensely, sir, but
それ以上
you cherish the truth even more.
真理を愛している。だから
So, child, do not be troubled by the criticisms I have borne. Do not let these voices hinder you as you forge ahead.
邪魔されてはいけない。
As the sage of the Venerationists, I am duty-bound to oppose you. But as your friend and mentor, Noxagoras, I say,
ゴラスの友人であり教師として言わせてもらおう。生きなさい。
go for it, for the truth is already in your hands.
すでに君の手にある。
I will keep that in mind.
さあ、
Go now, child.
進むのだ。
Your lonely pursuit is about to welcome a new chapter.
私は新たな始まりを迎えようとしている。その果て
And when you reach the end of this journey, may we meet again with the truth before us.
前で会おう。
You have my word, sir. May Circe's gifts safeguard your thoughts.
さあ、
May Circe's gifts safeguard your thoughts. Yeah, right, Empedocles. My lonely pursuit is about to welcome a new chapter. I must be on my way now. May we meet again with the truth before us, Empedocles. What are you waiting for? Just cast your vote! Silence. Silence, everyone. Behold, Circes. Here at the center of the world, I shall write the final step of my proof.
私が世界の中心で最後の証明を書き記します。真理まで。
For this place is but one step away from the truth. Professor, I've completed the proof that you wanted.
証明されました。
感謝します、キャス
Thank you, Castorus.
答えは
The answer is plain as day.
私は
My vote goes to the Flame Chase Journey and nothing else. I have deciphered the truth of this world.
真理を解き明かした
But the balance shattered, the result is clear. By calculating the talents and above, as the Theros, I have observed.
そして心霊の慣習の名において私は見ました。
No, Lygus, you can't. Anaxa, what have you done? Have you lost your mind? I hope you are prepared for the harsh punishment awaiting you. Mark my words, I will make sure that clever head of yours never forgets the price of betrayal. Have you forgotten? I told you, that happens to be one of my rare talents.
それは私の貴重な才能の一つです。
You put on such a grand performance just to aid their preposterous flame chase journey? Performance? No, you're quite mistaken. I may be paranoid by nature, but I've always been known for my honesty.
誠実さは広く知られているところでしょう。
If you really understood me, Lady Canis, you would realize I never had any interest in your pathetic little game of politics. Actions, standpoints, they are jokes in my eyes. I've never once switched sides.
何の興味もありません。陣営だの、立場だの。
Because I, and I alone, am the truth.
の真理なのです。
Lady Canis, with all the citizens here as witnesses, we should honor the spirit of democracy and respect the decision of this assembly. I have observed that Akuma has chosen her destiny. The Citizens' Assembly has resolved to continue the Flame Chase journey. Its resolutions have been put up on the wall here such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward. You. It seems not everyone is ready for the assembly to end. Very well. Let me entertain you for a little longer. By your leave, Lord Lygus. Interesting. Elders and citizens, your attention, please. Stay for a moment more, if you will. Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany has an announcement for the assembly. Just moments ago, all of you made a decision on the fate of Amphorius. As a supporter of the Flame Chase journey, it pleases me to see the choice you have made. But I regret to say that I still harbor doubts about this outcome. Thus, I hereby challenge this resolution. Huh? Tell me, who among you dare swear on Kefle's name that the Era Nova will truly welcome the fairy tale ending that the Crisis Era promised? A beautiful new world free of calamity and madness. Playing devil's advocate? No one? Must I pick somebody? Answer. Very well, you, the one acting so wise and profound. In front of all present here, do you dare swear that it will happen for sure? No? Fine, next. You, the one with the ignorance written all over your face. Yes, you. You dare swear by it in front of the Titan? What are you trying to do? Useless. Your turn then. With that smug look of yours, you must be confident that the Flame Chase journey is the best course to take, right? Hey, mind your tongue. So, no one? I see. In that case, fine. Answer me this. Your speech was filled with such passion just now. How confident, then, are you in making this promise? Professor, what are you doing? Let him continue his performance. Haha, well, you look at that. Even Finite and Glia lack the courage to make such a promise. And what's even more absurd is no one but I can promise you that this new world, and yet the assembly passed a resolution anyway. But you needn't worry because I knew better than to trust your good-for-nothings. That's precisely why I'm here today. To give you one final lecture. Now listen up and listen well. I, Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, hereby declare everything that the Flame Chase journey promises is true. Finite of Aedes Elysiae, the prophesied demigod who shall succeed Kefle, will referge each and every one of us in the new world with his complete, intact memories. What? The core flame bearing titans were the Chrysos heirs of yesterday, and the Chrysos heirs who carry the core flames today will become the titans of tomorrow. All of our souls shall endure for eternity in the miracle of the world bearer, and all under Kefle's protection shall step into that new world. What? Are you saying that we must bow down to you, worship you, even in our next lives? Enough, you blasphemous imbecile. How dare you try to deceive us with all these lies and falsehoods? How can you prove? I told you, don't interrupt me. But since you've asked, I shall be kind and indulge you. My statements are based on my experience on the divine body of Kefla themselves.
根拠はケファレの身体を使った実験にあります。
You heard me correctly, everyone. With the tacit approval of Canis and the Council of Elders, I've fused my soul with a god through alchemy and learned the truth behind Era Nova.
自らの魂を神と融合させ、それにより再創期のすべてを明らかにしたのです。
こいつ
What is he talking about? Isn't that pure blasphemy?
私
I, the vile, wretched blasphemer, deserve nothing less than death for my sins. And the Council of Elders, which granted me consent and aided me in committing this atrocity, set to face punishment alongside me. By the gods, even Canis has betrayed Akuma. I have no knowledge of his transgressions. He did that on his own. The Council of Elders bears no responsibility for his actions. Lord Lygus, as the esteemed Theros, are you going to simply stand by and allow the Council of Elders to be dragged through the mud? If the accusation is true, I will acknowledge it. If not, my conscience stands unburdened. Lady Kindness, the reputation of the Council of Elders was not built in a day, nor will it be shattered overnight. Repercussions await those who fooled the people, and punishment must be meted out to those who abandon their vows. We should respect this beautiful city and her people. You. Lady Aglaia the Goldweaver, I humbly ask you to take on the responsibility of overseeing this judgment, in the name of the fairness of Talanton and the justice of Kefla. Considering the circumstances, in accordance with Akuma's codex, as the only demigod among us, who shall rightfully wield this authority. The honor is mine to bear. Elders and citizens, silence if you please. Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany has made a statement clear. As per Akuma's codex, I request all present citizens to stand with me in exercising the right of judgment. First, Elder Kindness of Akuma and Lygus of the Theros stand accused of neglecting their duties and abusing the law, leading to the egregious blasphemy against the god. In the names of Talanton and Kefla, Akuma is to form committee before the 7th action hour, to conduct an investigation and disclose the findings to the public for subsequent judgment. Agreed. Garcia! Now, concerning Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, he has confessed to grave blasphemy against Kefla. In the names of Talanton and Kefla, the accused must be allowed to hear the people's voice prior to execution for a chance at a reduced sentence and possible pardon. Let him die! Let him die! Professor? Let him die! Let him die! Let him die! Let him die! Let him die. Let him die. Let him die. Let him die.
どうなさいますか？
What decision will you make, Lady Goldweaver?
何を迷っている
Enough with the hesitation, Aglaya. This is not like you.
あなたらしくありませんよ。
Let him die. Let him die. Let him die. Let him die.
それでは満
Then, in lay of the people's voice.
タレンタムよ
O Talanton on high, may you bring death upon
死の
him.
運命をもたらしてください。
花の海。
We get flowers.
ここ
What is this place? Allow me to reintroduce myself. I bore the name of Castrus while walking alongside the mortals. And now I stand as the demigod of death, living the living side of Thanatos.
関心であり、タナトスの生の一面を担っています。西風の
Welcome to my realm, where the west wind ends.
私の冥界へようこそ。
I think her tone of voice changed. Mom, I made it! My character arc is finally done. You're still as energetic as always.
元気ですね。知っていますか？
Did you know, every flower here was planted by Thanatos himself? These flowers were originally both lifeless and immortal, but in the first rain brought by the River of Souls, they were given new life, flourishing as the bearers of countless souls.
枯れることもありませんでしたが、スティクスがもたらした最初の雨によって神聖を得て、無数の魂と共に育つことができました。死の主
And it is my duty as the master of death to tend to their well-being and foster their growth in this serene haven.
この子たちが芽吹けるように世話をしなければなりません。属性に
Similar to the structured cycle of life and death in the mortal world, these flowers too shall wither and fade, returning to the earth and then ascending to the sky with mist and tides.
散り土に染み込み、水蒸気や海潮に乗って空へ登って、やがて
Eventually, they will descend to the mortal land as gentle rain. Every soul undergoes the perpetual cycle of reincarnation,
同じ
a being in varied forms until the world meets its
異な
end.
る姿で輪廻し、世界の果てに至るまで繰り返す。しかし残念な
Yet, sadly, there's no time left for Euphorius to wait for when the flowers bloom again.
次の花が咲くまで待つことができません。世の防衛
Now, death is the power in my fingertips. It once led souls of the deceased here, but I shall open the gate of the netherworld and return to the realm of the living.
ですが今、私は冥界の扉を開け、あなたを聖者の世界へと返します。その代わり
In exchange, please take the core flame of death with you and complete the flame chase journey.
水泡
Do not let our work thus be in vain.
死の火種を持ち帰り、火を追う旅を完遂させてください。
You ain't going back? Just like the other demigods, I will stay here and embrace my
他の半身
destiny.
と同じように、私はここで自分の運命を抱擁します。ただ、
That being said, it is not easy to get a lost soul back to the mortal realm. The whispers of death are sweet and alluring. If the determination wavers, you will succumb and be forever ensnared by the netherworld's grasp.
甘美で穏やかなものですから、意志が強くなければ、きっと冥府の手によって縛られてしまうでしょう。今回のこと
Please
は
consider this a one-time exception. I will do everything in my power for the flame chase journey.
全力を尽くします。火を追う旅のために。そして
And for your life, the only life I can save.
唯一救える命のために。
Do my best. I am glad to hear that.
振り返らず前へ進め。
行きなさい。列車はいつもあんたのそばにいるわ。
信じているぞ。
聞いて、ただ前へ進むの。
私たちの道はいつかまた交わる。
Interesting, we're in the destruction path or whatever with this story variant.
明日を目指すんだ。
そう、朝日が昇る方へと向かうのです。
進め。お前の勇気を見せてみろ。相棒、僕と一緒に英雄になろう。
もうすぐだ。やっと。
Finally. That's some hot JPEG footage right there.
キャストリス。
Thank you, Casterus.
ここまで来れば。
Since I've already made it to the end, maybe I can have one last glance at the Sea of Flowers.
花の海を見とくか。
Nope. Hi, Acheron. Well, fear not, as the touch of red will be awaiting you at the end of the path.
必ず一末の赤が見えるから。
I will guide you and illuminate the way out. By doing so, you'll eventually reunite the warmth of the sunlight.
そして最後にはあなたたちはきっと太陽の下で再会することができるだろう。 What's this? What in the world are these shadows and voices? All this is proof that you once lived. Your soul, your memories, the years you've journeyed through, and the path that they revealed, leading you back home. So, continue onward. Do not stop moving forward, and do not let her sacrifice in the support of all who have stood by you be in vain. Over here! Take my hand. Let's go home. Bye-bye, the Nether. Anyway, I had to make that joke at some point. Anyway. Let the trailblazing continue. I'm back. At last. I knew you could do it. Your soul is still perfectly whole, as if some kind of force is trying its best to keep it together. Is it Ornyx's final blessing? Or is it a miracle of your own? Maybe it's that fucking Stellaron now we have on us. It's truly incredible, such a strange surge of familiarity. So hard to describe. Perhaps it is fate, once again fulfilling its own design. Or perhaps it is claws from beyond the sky, so familiar to you, that intertwined our destinies long ago.
It seems that this is riddle which cannot be solved anytime soon. The sensation of becoming a demigod is truly wondrous. It is if the river of souls is winding its way through the depths of my spirit, transforming with each breath into a fine rain that nourishes the world. Do you recall that prophecy? At the end of the Sea of Flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace there shall be eternal separation. I promised you that I would do everything in my power to give it another meaning. Now, as I stand as a demigod and destiny draws to a close, I can finally end it in a way that is as beautiful as it deserves. The wish I once sought but could never grasp is now within reach. In this brand new world, every blooming life will lift its arms in celebration and recount the profound meaning of this very instant. Every touch, every embrace we share will never again be an ice-cold loss. They will radiate with an intense warmth, sowing love far and wide throughout the land. Oh, automatic. The other shore is very cold. May I borrow your warmth one last time? Thank you for fulfilling this wish of mine. The place I'll be going is what humans call the Land of Sorrows. But with this heartbeat, this residual heat of this embrace, I shall turn another realm into a gentle place of rest. This embrace may be brief, but it is proof that I once lived. Very well, farewell then. May we reunite in the new world. Meanwhile, in Akuma, that grand and absurd performance is what you've been seeking your whole life? I gave up everything in search of the truth, and it culminated in this very moment. You, on the other hand, performed as I expected. You did not hesitate when you saw the chance to attain power. It's as if you... crave power like a fly craves rot. Those are your words, not mine. But what you said at the end, did you already know what I had planned for Fainon? I may have lost an eye, but my vision is clearer than anyone else. You have nearly exhausted your humanity. You are no different from my current state as a walking corpse. That is true. I've long since burned the ash over the past 1,000 years. Only he is capable of unleashing a raging fire that rivals our final great enemy, Aquila. So, this is our last chance. How about we let go of the bad blood between us? May I resonate with your fourth flame, Aglaya?
どうぞ。
Please do.
まさか
That's impossible. To persist with your soul into such an extent. You're insane.
あなたの狂気は相当なもののようだ。
そうしなけれ
Just
ば
as you fight to lug your corpse onwards to complete your unfinished goals, I have my own reasons for doing this.
やり残したことのため死んだ体を引きずってきたのですから。
Until Fainon grows into his position as the prophesized leader, I must continue to lead everyone on the flame change journey. I must keep inching forward, even if it's only an empty shell.
ただの抜け殻であってもあと数歩しか進めないとしても
I've long predicted that this was the case, but I didn't think you had already lost so much. Heh, how ironic. We could have avoided so many misunderstandings if you and I had just spoken this candidly before.
多くの誤解を避けられていたかもしれません。しかし、
But casting aside our ideological differences, there is one thing you and I agree on.
私もあなたと同じ考えです。
ファイノンのことです。
Fainon.
ええ。
Yes, he was born to be a hero. He understands the hearts of the people, and I can confidently say he is a far better leader than you. Only he is capable of fulfilling your mission.
彼はあなたよりも指導者に向いています。あなただただな。
Sadly, he is a man cursed by Meninsta. But by my estimates, his horribly elaborate sense of style should not impede Aranova.
彼の派手でおぞましい美学があなたたちの再創期の邪魔にはならないでしょうが。
Congratulations are in order. We have found common ground at the very end of our destined paths.
喜ばしいことですね。
そのような
When you put it that way, it makes me want to take back what I said.
前言を撤回したくなってきます。
アグライア
Aglaya, we're back.
炎から蘇り
Welcome back, mate. A great hero reborn from the ashes.
先ほどの会話を聞かれていなけ
I
れば
hope he didn't hear your earlier assessment. Huh, it wouldn't be the first time I criticized him. A man should be aware of his own shortcomings.
彼自身も知っているはずです。
凱旋をただ
But I don't see Castros among your number.
足りませんが
どうやら
It looks like she not only helped me prove my theory, but helped you fulfill your mission as well.
あなたたちの使命も果たしてくれたようですね。
She finally understood her origins, completed her trial.
運命は
She might not have been able to change her fate, but she still wrote the final verse of her epic
最後
herself.
の言葉を添えたのですね。師匠
Trinon, please recite the prophecy for us.
お願いできますか。
Mate, please surrender that scalding core flame for us as well.
私たちの代わりにその燃え盛る火種を捧げてください。あなたは彼
You
女
are the only life she ever saved by her own hand in in her 1,000 years of this earth. I believe no one is more qualified for this noble task.
この尊い役にふさわしい者はいないでしょう。
Let the ceremony begin. Oh, gods who have returned, the gods who are still watching. Today we bring you a soul laid bare.
遥か彼方より眺める神々よ。暗淡
The hand of shadow, Thanatos, remembered our name from the past. From daylight they came into their fragment dawning to return. To now walk among your ranks.
神々の列に連なり河の漂う虚へと帰ります。タイタンと手を取りしも
And there was one who joined hands with the Titan, a traveler risen from the dead and reborn among mortal kind. He is the everlasting night and shall now proclaim in his good name.
刻む闇よ。かの誠実なる者の名のもとに告げます。
O majesty of the 12 Titans, pillars of the world.
世界を支える柱よ。
We seek your divinity to mend the rest of the world.
世界の亀裂は埋めんとす。肉体
Fill our bodies with blood and gold, till we wither in willing service to the prophecy.
選択のため喜んで枯れゆかん。天外から
Step forward, trailblazer from beyond the sky, and together with us,
私たちと一緒に火種を
surrender the core flame and carve their star into the sky.
星を刻んであげましょう。
死の星座。
A constellation for death.
正確に
For life and death, to be more
死と
precise.
生です。
あれは
Look, it's...
キャストリスか。
Is that Castor's?
いいえ、
No, it's only a divine echo. I think she's here for the trial.
試練のために来たのでしょうか。
What did she
なん
say?
て言ったんだ。
今のは
That's the language of the
タイタン
Titans.
の言葉です。キャストリス。
Castorus. No, the Titan.
タイタンはこうおっしゃ
They
いました
said,
冷たき
I have illuminated the cold shadow of death.
進んでください。
Onwards, for your path to the bright future is bright and its own flame eternal.
光と永遠に消えない炎があります。 どうか
Do not forget.
忘れ
Huh. She has made quite a
最後はこのよう
scene.
になりますか。
I suppose it's my turn now.
いよいよ私の番ですね。
I won't stop
止め
you.
はしません。
Professor, you...
今更そんな
What's with that
ことを
look?
する必
You
要
were
がありま
present.
すか。さあ、
So, let's get this execution over with. If one wanted to bring shame to Alchemist's divine laws or keep me from creating a new world.
泥を塗らないために、私の新世界創造を遅らせないために。
先生は
You never change, do you, Professor?
そうだ。僕には
I don't understand. If your theory is correct, you'll lose all memories of your past life once you become a Titan. So what's the point of becoming a
タイタ
god?
ンになったところで前世の記憶は残らないはずだ。
意味なら
Of course it's a point. Even if I forget who I am, I'll still have my brilliant mind.
忘れたとしても、前世の記憶
It goes without saying I'll find a way to retrieve the memories of my past life. Besides, I still have you, don't I?
あなたもいるじゃないですか。
I still don't really understand what you said during the assembly. Even if it were true, things reforged from memory could never be the same as the original anyway.
記憶を再構築して作り上げたものは元の存在とは違うはずだ。
そんなことは
Then allow me to tell you right now that you're wrong.
我らは一
What exactly are we? My answer is that the Christ who's theirs are the future Titans, and vice versa. Of course, this answer only applies to us.
それは明らかに私たちだけのことです。では
So, what are we when it comes to regular mortals?
一般人はどうなのか、その者たちの我らとは一体何なのか。
The very essence of the world, our souls, are tiny invisible seeds that hold records of each person's memories of the world. And we are the buds that sprout from these seeds to grow into great trees.
それはまるで目に見えない小さな種のように。そして一般人というくくりにおける我らとは、その種が芽生えて成長した大きな木なのです。
Is that what Norseporism means? Correct. Once our physical bodies are born, we become new extensions of the world. From there, we plant our seeds into someone's memories, and then scatter them in the hearts of countless people in the future.
そして私たちの種も誰かの記憶にまかれ、いつか無数の人々の心に広がっていくのです。
Just as seeds are affected by their environment, so too will our appearances differ across memories. But the partial memories we carry will always be the same, because that's just how the world is.
受け継がれてきたものは永遠に変わりません。なぜなら世界そのものがそうなのですから。私たちの
To destroy our very existence, one must destroy the world itself. But we have someone who will live on with his perfect memory.
必ず誰かが完全な記憶を持って生き残る。それが
That person is you, child of Kefle.
ファレの子です。
This is what it means to be the world-bearing titan.
世を背負うタイタンの意味でもあります。ですから。
So, carry everything of this world and live on. Don't disappoint those most precious to you. Don't disappoint Lady Goldweaver.
金織りを落胆させず。
And especially don't bring dishonor to my theory. Anaxa, I swear to you, I'll lead everyone to our reunion in a new world. Good. That's all I have to say. Farewell, everyone. Maybe meet again in the next life. Farewell, great performer. May Cersei safeguard your thoughts. May Cersei safeguard your thoughts. Are you satisfied, Honorable Titan? Very. I hereby swear to have borne witness, Anaxagoras of the North Boris and the Grove of Epiphany has successfully overcome the trial of reason. Thus, I shall confer upon you these words. You shall transcend the peaks of purity and return to corruption and hardship. Oh, so that's a god's prophecy. It sounds like you just rephrased my past, present, and future. Oh, Cersei, is that all you got? Well, you've already transcended the peaks of purity, and you were never the type to give me any leeway. That is true. But I do still have one question. I knew it. What is it? Maybe we're thinking of the same thing. As you so boldly stated, we in the world itself live on through the memories of others. If that is the case, whose memories did the very first Norseborn sprout from? How should I know? Oh my. But since we are both equally curious, we should allow the children of humanity to come after us to investigate in our stead.
私たちに代わって真相を突き止めてもらいましょう。
Rejoice, Xerxes. I will sow the seeds of suspicion in a new world with your soul. And now the objective is complete. That is all. Thankfully, she's still alive. Was March 7th also in this condition when she was first rescued by the Express? Her condition was very similar. It's just that at the time, the Express did not have a memo keeper who could diagnose her condition. Pretty sure my computer's lagging a little bit for some reason. You're very choppy, Himeko. But she still woke up naturally. Looking on the bright side, that might happen this time as well. When March awakened from the ice, her memories were completely wiped clean. I want to prepare for the worst and prevent something like that from happening again. Can you share with us your hypothesis? I do not have conclusive evidence, but judging by her current condition, perhaps March 7th's memories have been hijacked. Hijacked? Think about it, Miss Himeko. What will happen when someone loses their ability to remember? I'm not a biologist, but I heard that there's some species of fish on the Vonquak that has a memory span of less than a second. It forgets anything that occurs in the very next instant. Perhaps something similar will happen? Unfortunately, short-term memory is an entirely different concept from the inability to remember. Perhaps it is difficult for you to imagine. But an individual who has lost their ability to remember turns into nothingness. Nothingness? The belief that with the garden is that everything in this universe can be interpreted through memories. This is the driving force behind the continuance of this path. The past is made up of Memorial, while the future has a possibility that will eventually be converted to Memorial. But the present, it doesn't really exist and is only an abstract expression. Oh, the audio's cutting out now. Whoa. Therefore, when a person is affected by the path and loses their ability to remember, their physical form will also be affected. These ice crystals are a manifestation of that. Miss Black Swan, there's one thing I haven't looked into deeply until now. You have guided us to Amphorius, but refuse to tell us your true intentions. Selecting memories is simply not a convincing answer. Is Miss Himeko suspicious of me? I mean no offense. I am merely speculating, but I'd appreciate your honesty if possible. In other words, now is the time for me to prove my innocence. That's not a problem, of course. The true reason behind my intentions is that Amphorius holds special significance. For some memorable keepers of the garden with extremist views, it is a perfect example. Perfect example. A world that can only be seen through the garden's mirror means that memo keepers have the right to keep the world in their private collection. If those pathfinders of remembrance were to uncover the secrets of Amphorius first,
自分だけのコレクションにする権利を持つことを意味する。もし彼らのような記憶の後人が先にオンパロスの秘密を掴んだら、彼らは
they might unleash their wild ambitions and remodel the world to a similar form.
他の世界を作り変えるでしょう。
つまり
So the reason you did everything you could to convince the Express to come to the Star Zone was to uncover the secrets and foil the plans of these people.
そういった人たちの陰謀を事前に防ぐためってこと？
ええ。
I chose to remain quiet before because I did not want to involve you in the garden's internal conflicts.
ガーデン内部のいざこざに巻き込みたくなかったから。
でも
Remodeling a world is no easy feat. These extremists likely aren't just simple pathstriders. Do they wield the power of
あんた
emanators?
の言うその過激な連中は普通の運命の後人ではなく司令級の力を持ってるんじゃないかしら。
You can even be bolder with your guesses. The people that I'm talking about, they aren't just individuals. They are an organization that has already attached itself to the pinky finger of Thule.
一般の指令よりも不利に近い地位を得ているの。
Could they be the ones who hijacked Mark 7's
その
memories?
組織の人なの？
確信は
I cannot be certain, but at the very least, they are capable of doing so.
美月さん
I am deeply sorry about what's happened to Mark 7th, but the deal that I proposed still remains a fair one. Amphorius is still an excellent destination, and investigating further might allow us to uncover the truth behind the
オン
accident.
パロスが最良の目的地であることは変わらないし、調査を続ければ彼女の身に起きた予想外の出来事の真相にたどり着けるかもしれない。姫子さん、
Miss Himeko, the wisest choice right now is for us to continue cooperating.
最も賢明な選択だと。
何が起きた？
What's wrong? Well, let me take back part of what I just said just now, Miss Himeko.
言葉は撤回させて、姫子さん。
Although we indeed struck a deal, it seems like I may have involved you in some unforeseen danger. Please accept my deepest apologies.
どうか謝罪を受け入れてくれるかしら。
状況が
Has something
変わ
changed?
ったってこと？
ええ。不利。
It's Fooly. Their gaze is just swept across the Amphorius.
オンパロスに向けられたわ。
Oh. Oh, it's lagging here too. Oh, how interesting. I never expected a mere memo snatcher to actually be hiding so much inside her head. What's even more interesting is that the word Amphorius has appeared in her subconscious. This lady seems to be having fun. Is she usually like this? It's hard to explain. What are you two whispering about? Has it not occurred to you that I can hear everything clearly? Please pardon me, Madam Haruto. Would you mind sharing with us what you discovered? The ones who need help are the Astral Express. You will have to put up with my methods, even if they are rather unconventional. Let's get back to the topic. By using the four from here, I rummaged through the brain of this mineral snatcher and earned a good deal.
かなりの収穫があったわ。オンパロス。
Not only does this person know of Amphorius, but there are also many memo keepers who are interested in the place.
メモキーパーは他にもたくさんいるみたい。で、
I searched through their consciousness and found the following terms: the Eternal Land, the Rejected Land, and the private collection of the Garden of Recollection.
ガーデンの秘蔵といった単語が出てきた。
It seems like Miss Black Swan was indeed hiding some things from us. Since I'm not able to find any useful clues from the outside, why don't I personally visit this mysterious Amphorius? You're planning to head to Amphorius yourself? Yes, but not in the flesh, like you all foolishly did. See these herdometers? But dumb, I could project my data spirit entity to any corner of the cosmos through spatial warps, without even needing to leave my room. But of course, these corners of the cosmos must be within the coverage zone of the interastral peace communications. After all, this is collaborative technology. I see, so you do seem like the more indoor type. Are you calling her a NEET? Although that star zone is now within the network of the IPC, the Express itself can serve as a signal station. Come, give me the astral chart coordinates. Then sit back and enjoy the show. Collect all these. First, here, input the coordinates. You're in charge of the spatial warp. As you command, Madam Herda. The preparations are complete. I wish you a pleasant journey ahead. Second mirror, prepare to plot refraction. There's still some distance from the Astral Express to an Amphoria's celestial body. You're in charge of sending me over. This time, raise the power to the maximum. Don't be stingy. Okay, I won't fail the mission, Madam Herda. Third mirror, you're in charge of generating the data spirit entity. Hehe, I'm happy to help, Madam Herda. Hehe, what kind of appearance are you planning to use this time? Good question, let me think. Forget it, just use my own appearance. There's no one near that'll recognize me anyway. Hehe, as you wish. Preparation of the data spirit entity complete. Thought refraction at max power. Excellent. First mirror, let's get going. Have a safe trip, Madam Herda. May your journey yield good results. Coordinates input complete. Preparing to activate spatial warp. Destination, unknown celestial body, Amphorius. Spatial warp countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warp activated. Oh, so that's Amphorius. Its appearance is, well, sure is unique. Second mirror, prepare for thought refraction. Time to send me in. Alright, please read the safety protocols carefully. Can't you hurry up? Yes, ma'am. I didn't expect it to be so turbulent. I should have asked the second mirror to use slightly less power. Oh, what a magnificent sight. Is this the entrance to Amphorius? Let's see. Perhaps I'll be able to find a way in. What is this, a statue? It's ugly. I don't like it. Oh, I finally found your traces. How esteemed you must be for the great herd to come out personally. When we return, get ready to become free labor for the simulated universe for the rest of your lives. Hi, Finon. What's this? How creepy. Oh, it moves. Who are you trying to scare? My deepest apologies, esteemed lady. I'm afraid you cannot proceed further. Who's there? Your visit, although not part of my calculations, is a pleasant surprise. It's a pity that the preparations are not yet in place to receive you with the hospitality that someone of your status deserves. Are you not going to answer my question? Who are you? I have many identities, and I'm going to have even more in the future. But if you just need a form of address, you can use my common alias. Like Lycurgus Lygus. Alright, Lygus. But you can't possibly think that I'm just asking for a name, can you? Regrettably, I do not have the authority to share more information. However, standards are always flexible. While not violating the ultimate agreement, I am able to disclose this piece of information. As you thought, this is the entrance to Amphorius. Now please kindly turn back. Amphorius is not a world that you should be involved with. Regardless of what kind of magnificent achievements you have accomplished, this place will not open its doors so easily. You seem to understand me very well. Then you should know that I have no reason to listen to you. Your action is completely within my calculations. Despite my long years as a watcher, it seems like my assessment of human nature still remains accurate. From you, I am able to sense a beautiful desire for knowledge. But my answer remains unchanged. Madam, it is with the utmost goodwill that I suggest you return to where you came from. Let's assume for a second that I'm not so well-mannered, and that I insist on covering the secrets hidden behind you, Mr. Lygus. How do you plan to dispel this notion of mine? Within the scope of the ultimate agreement, there are 178,244 logic chains at my disposal to convince you. After filtering through them, I have determined that I only require 3 to attain the results I desire. Oh, I'm all ears. First, for reasons that cannot be disclosed, Amphorius is in a completely isolated celestial body. Apart from me, no one else will be able to help you enter. That's not a good argument. Second, if your plan is, as you've alluded to previously, to force me into cooperating by showing hostility, do know that. Just like you, I have basked in the gaze of erudition. I stake my honor and assure you that in worst case scenario, our mutual destruction will be inevitable. Cool. No wonder I couldn't find a backdoor when I did a scan of your surroundings. The safety protocols on you are comparable to Screwy's. How interesting. I assume that you still wish to hear the third logic chain. Of course, why wouldn't I? Third, even if you exhaust all your means to find a way to break through, You will surely give up once you understand the consequences of your actions. After all, throughout your long life, as much as you'd hate to admit, your conscience has played a crucial role.
あなたの長い人生の中で両親は極めて重要な役割を果たしています
What a brazen robot. You think you can actually understand me enough for your paltry calculations?
私を知ったつもり？でも
But since you put it that way, why don't you tell me what these consequences will be?
何が起こるか教えてよ。
It concerns the third path that's entangled with Amphorius, a path that you and your friends still very much lack understanding of. The destruction. So, if you ignore my warnings and persist in your ways, you will break the shackles of a Lord Ravager, and when that happens, their fury will engulf the cosmos. And that's what we end on? At any rate. Here's some munchies. Isn't that Wernix? Do we still have their core flame and that's why it's not lit up? Oh god, we got a lot of JPEGs to skip through. Let's go. Skip, skip. You're not an Octa, I do not give a shit. I'm not in the mood for tears right now. Come on.
栄光のため知恵を
多くの従者は不死の肉体その時この話をところがそれは
故に
この言葉が
不死身である
神聖彼についてお前のやがて王実の王座の上で彼の言葉
And then lastly, the only one I'm actually going to bother reading. Let's go. Do not make him the enemy, even though he may seem frail and weak. When a valiant reporter from afar assaulted the grove, he shattered their strength with only his eyes and pointing stick, and sent them running, with pride cut to the quick. He may seem cold and unkind, but he sees through human emotions with just a peek. A student was troubled by love's trials and aches, but one sentence he got him away from heartbreak, letting destiny's strands weave a path to love and happiness' shape. All the signs in human wisdom knows no bounds. Both martial prowess and emotions are knowledge that can be found. He firmly believes that all things can be deciphered fair to those who speak. Yoshi cannot be solved or not mysteries infinite, but only questions waiting to be answered, not obstacles bleak. For those who only protect themselves, the world cannot see their intentions. In sorrowful parting hours, the scholar refuses trifle matters. Isolated in a corner of his library, he fiddles with instruments and crafters. Scholars suspect him of creating new blasphemies, while students believe him to be making new miracles of mastery. The curious ones gaze through the window behold, seeing a small wooden bird on the table wobbling in comfort, swaying at the scholar's hands, an endearing cohort. I ask him, seeking his motive for this effort, but the scholar is unusually so quick to retort, refuses to answer, seemingly coming up short. Creatures that through his hands pass, all change their functions, invoking wonder fearless. He once removed his hat, as others witnessed, and then walked on the hat over water with success. They also saw him light a flare, fearless, instead of creating chilling cold air, not so harmless. That bird was once a toy, and now his messenger, or perhaps still a toy. That is the magic trick of his success, and one of the teachings that he will profess. Nothing in this world is ever born fixed. His far-seeing must be far and fought. His teachings are like prophetic delight, and yet he posts prophecies of all his might. It's a time he refrains from looking back on, traveling all lands chasing prophecies, trying to prove the priest's words were not unchangeable foresight. Countless times he exhausted his crafty sleights, wanting to rescue the doomed and resurrected whites, wanting to chain the prophesized heroes of magic and might, wanting to sway promised villains to a course more upright. Perhaps fate could not guess his goals, but it could trample over his plans overnight. At the end, all his challenges flicker out, but he persists still in an endless plight. His ambitions are too lofty, and so failure follows him never too softly. Through moments of defeat, felt increasingly common, the scholar learns one thing he has never forgotten. Respond to the defeat with a smile haughty. Not from optimism, nor from the heart, nor from a defeat of the heart. I think this misfortune's severity, the laughter oozes with self-mockery, but it is also full of different emotion. If this road is easy to walk, then future generations will not praise my name in piety, says his ambition. Let's check on our management simulator for shits and giggles. fuck is that? I don't even have a link shot, I don't think. Do I? Nope, I have no bitches named Link Shot. Oh, hi Topaz, there you are. And Black Swan, huh? Hi, Sparkle. There's Linkshot. Oh. You, Jade. Well, right now I have to go re-optimize this shit. Anyway. Let's see here. Sunday is the... Blue Hill's on its own, so I don't have bonds to worry about. And I think I'll do it for the stream for tonight. Thank you for everyone that popped in. And good night.